Hi everyone, welcome to the year-end show. I'm Gwen. Most of you know me. I know that we've all been spending a lot of time at home lately. I've particularly been spending a lot of time in my kitchen, as I'm sure a lot of you have. So I decided that we all deserve to celebrate the end of this really wild semester with just about the easiest dessert I could think of. So I'm gonna make a cold fruit pie with a nice whipped cream topping and some extras on top. So I've already cooked some fruit, but basically you can make this with any kind of berry or stone fruit, kind of just whatever you have around. So I had some strawberry and mango, and then I cooked it with maybe like a 1/4 cup of sugar. You can add as much or as little as you want, depending on how sweet you want it to be. And then a little bit of cornstarch whipped into some water before you pour it in to prevent any clumps. That'll just thicken it into a nice kind of goopy pie texture. And then also a little bit of lemon juice and a little bit of salt just to add a little bit of seasoning. So, like I said, I cooked the fruit. It is kind of nice and goopy. It got this way after about 3 minutes of cooking. You can go as far as you want with it. Now that it's finished and it's cooled, I'm gonna also add a little bit of lemon zest just to brighten up the flavors even more. I love lemon zest. So that's good enough for now. And then you can pour this into any kind of crust that doesn't need to be baked. So I made this graham cracker crust earlier today. At home, it's just graham cracker butter and sugar. You can also do a pre-bought crust. You could do a par bake or a pre-bake on a homemade crust. But really, I'm just going to pour it in. Pretty simple. So I don't know if you can see that. But this is going to be, like I said, a cold pie. Good for the summer. Like I said, I think we've all more than deserved it. So there's that. Now, I think that looks pretty delicious, but a little bit plain. So we're going to add some stuff on top, like I said. So I'm going to whip some cream. If you've never done that yourself, it's super easy. You just want to make sure that you are whipping your cream in a really cold bowl and keeping it really cold. That's kind of the key to good whipped cream at home. So I'm going to get a bowl and some cream from the fridge and the freezer. There's the pie. Alright, so you can whip just plain cream on its own. That totally works. I'm going to do maybe a cup or so. It'll multiply in size quite a bit. So that should be plenty to cover the pie. And then if you want it to be sweet, you can add some powdered sugar. You could also add some honey or any other kind of sweetener. And then I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla. You could also add bourbon in place of vanilla, or almond extract or something like that. And then that's really it. Then I am not patient or strong enough to whip this by hand, so I'm going to use a hand mixer, and it'll take maybe 3 minutes or so to whip up in the bowl. Okay, there we go. So you want to whip until you have stiff peaks, which means that when you try to pull the beaters out, the point will stick up and not kind of droop over. So we're at a pretty good point here. Now all I'm going to do is spread this on the pie. So I'm going to grab a spatula. And you could just serve this piece by piece, but we're going to go all in and just make a big, beautiful pie full of whipped cream right here, and maybe eat the whole thing. Who knows? Like I said, I think we've earned it. So I'm just scooping it out. I'm going to leave a little bit of room around the edge so that we can see the pretty fruit poking out. And then I'm going to use this little offset spatula to kind of make the whole thing a little bit prettier. So just swoop it around a little. I can be really picky sometimes about my desserts, but this is one time when I don't know if you need to be. So I think that looks kind of nice. And then I am gonna add a little bit of garnish just for fun. So I'm gonna add some crushed pistachios. It'll make it a little green, a little pop of color, a little bit of crunch. I love pistachios and I happen to have some, so that's what we're going with. And then a little bit of mint also. I really love the way that fruit and mint taste together. If you happen to have basil and strawberries I think are also a great combination. So I'm just gonna cut this into some little strips on the top of the pie. This may not be for everyone to have like a little green thing in your pie, but I think it's pretty and it tastes good. So just a tiny bit more, and then call it a day. So we just made a cold fruit pie. In reality, you might want to let this sit for a few hours in the fridge before you eat it so that the fruit can really kind of solidify a little bit more. But thank you for watching me, for humoring me. And like I said, congratulations to all of our students on finishing the year. I can't wait to see which of you win year-end show awards and hopefully see you back in person next year. Thanks.